Okay, top of your page, we've got less than 4% of a number. Then the essential question is, how do I find the percent of a number? So at the end of this, and after a little bit of practice, you should be able to explain the answer to this question. Okay? Now, here's how we do that. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take that percent, we're going to write that percent as a decimal. Okay, so we're going to rewrite it as a decimal. We practiced that just in our last lesson. Remember, we're going to take whatever percent we have. So here's an example. Here's 80%. And what I'm going to do is, to rewrite that as a decimal, I'm going to move 2 spaces to the left and say 0.8. Then we're going to multiply. So we're going to multiply that decimal by the number in the whole group. Okay, so if I said 10% of people, 10% of 50 people love December, we would take 50, which is our total group, and multiply it by 10% as a decimal, which is 0.1. Then when we get done, don't forget to reapply the decimal because that's part of that multiplication. That's a reminder of a previous lesson. And then put your units on it so you know that you have the thing that you want. Don't be coming up with something like 7.3 children. Tough to have 0.3 of a child. All right, let's do some examples. Pause at any time that you need. Don't forget to do that because it gives you the power in this, really. Let's read the problem. Write your problem down on the paper. Write this down on the paper so you have something to reference, really. There are 300 sixth graders at Thompson. 58% say they love cheese pizza. Boring old cheese. Yes, I made it up. All right. So here's my whole group. There are 300 students there. This is the percentage of those students. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take 58% and I'm going to rewrite it as a decimal. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 0.58. And then I'm going to multiply. Let's use dark blue. So here's my whole group, 300 times 0.58, 0024, 0. There's my annex 0 right there. 5 times 0 is 0, 5 times 0 is 0, 5 times 3 is 15. Now I add 4 plus 0 is 4, 2 plus 5 is 7, 1. Now, this was that second step. If I go back to that second step, I've got to put my decimal back in. No, it cannot be, uh-oh, I dropped my cap. Where'd my cap go? I'll find it later. We don't have 17,400 students, so we got 2 spaces here in the problem. I put 2 spaces back in, and then I say 174 students love cheese. Uh-oh, I forgot any pizza. 174 students love cheese pizza. That is 58% of 300. Let's do one more, like this. Of the 306 graders at Thompson, 18% prefer broccoli to peas. That's a small number. So if let's go 1 here, we're going to take that 18%, we're going to turn it into a decimal, 0.18. All I did was move it 2 to the left. Then I do my multiplication, 300 times 0.18. 8 times 0, 8 times 0, 8 times 3. 1 times 0, oh no, don't forget to annex that 0 there. 1 times 0 is 0, 1 times 0 is 0, 1 times 3 is 3. So I get 0, 0, 4, 5. 5,400, no, that's not right, right? Yeah, there's 2 decimal places in that problem. There's 2 decimal places in that problem. So I've got to move this 1, 2 here at the end, so we can say 54 students prefer broccoli. 2 peas. That's pretty straightforward. Convert it to a decimal, multiply, don't forget to put the decimal back in, and then put your units on it. Now, here's the second part of this. Every once in a while, we'll get decimals, we'll get percents that have more, or that are less than 1%. So 1% would be 1 of 100. So if I have 1%, we're multiplying by 0.01. But what if I have 0.02%? Now this is where I don't want you to overthink this, but apply what we understand of what to do. We know that when that occurs, we're still doing the same thing. 1, 2. So that's going to be 0. And we have to annex this 0 here. 0, 0, 0, 2. Then we multiply. So let's do one together. Yoink. I like this one. 0.46% of 80. First step, turn this into a decimal. So I'm going to go 1, 2. Got to put that 0 in. So that's 0.0046. Then I multiply. Stick with what you know. This is okay. Don't worry about this at all. So really we're doing 80 times 46 and then looking at the decimals. 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times 8 is 48. Annex is 0. 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 8 is 32. Then we go 0, 8, 6, 3. Now, we go back and look here. We've got 4 decimal places here. And then we need to go 4 decimal places here to give us an answer of 0.368. We don't have to put the last 0 there because it doesn't have any value. So I'm going to leave it just like this. Okay, let's do some practice. Let's see how we do. Good luck.